Good morning. Today is whatever day it is. We don't know anymore because all the days are the same. And I'm gonna keep reading to you from house arrest. Thanks again to Chronicle for letting me do this. Also, I wore my unicorn shirt today because on whatever day these are the days we wear unicorns. So here it is, my happy unicorn shooting off into space in its own unicorn parts, because unicorns are awesome. Yeah. All right, let's get to it, shall we? Okay, here we go. We are at week 11. We don't take Levi out a lot because of the germs, you know. Sometimes we have to, though, and that's when we see other people. Dun dun dun. First, the forehead gets wrinkly, then the lips turn down in a frown, the head tilts to the side. Sometimes there's a noise or a sigh and a head shake. A lot of times there's an, I'm sorry. But that's dumb. I mean, come on. Why are you sorry, ugly lady at the grocery store? Did you give Levi a messed up airway? Did you give him a trach? No. That's the one thing I like about you, James. Maybe the only thing. You see Levi all the time, and you never say you're sorry. You wash your hands, you ruffle his hair, you soft punch his tiny baby shoulder and say, "What's up, sir?" Did they teach you how to not say you're sorry at Probation Officer University? Or is that just a James thing? Either way, thanks. Thanks for never being sorry, James. Should I call social services? Mrs. B asked me that. I thought she meant because I'm quiet, because my social skills are lacking, like I need a tutor for learning how to talk to people. But that's not what she meant. If your mom is overwhelmed, if there isn't enough food, if it's not safe for Levi, you can tell me, Timothy. There are people and places who can help. And it was like she hit me right in the teeth. She meant like family cops who can take away babies and kids and put them in other people's houses. So I was like, no, 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 no. And she had to say, okay, 100 times. And I'm sorry, 1,000 times. And I think maybe her eyes filled up with tears. It was a little bit crazy. But not crazy enough for social services, I swear. Jose brought over a crumpled picture. Take one turtle, shoot it with a ray gun, set to enlarge, remove the turtle's eyes, replace the turtle's legs with flat tires, take out all the turtle's guts, replace with rusted metal. This is the car Jose and his dad are fixing up. A sad and busted turtle, who somehow managed to save his shell, but nothing else. How am I supposed to know what a stupid seal puller looks like? What do you do when your dad yells at you for no reason at all? The questions came out of his mouth before he realized what he was saying. I said nothing, but my eyes told him to shut his pie hole. My eyes told him to get on back home with his dad and their busted up turtle car. So he did. Now I feel kind of bad, but not that bad. Jose is here. Again. I'm hiding from him in the bathroom. He never stops talking. How much he hates his dad, how much he hates that car, how much he hates his sisters, how much he hates his lunch. I just want to punch him in the mouth. Hard. At least you can hate your dad to his face. At least you have time to spend together. At least your sisters breathe through their noses. At least you have a decent lunch. I take it back feeling bad yesterday when I was grouchy with him. He just doesn't even know. Has zero clues about anything. At least he brought his math book over. He might not know anything about anything, but at least he remembers to bring his books home from school. And at least he knows all the X and Y axis stuff. Freaking Jose. Week 12. What's the story with your face? You have to work on your social skills, James. What's the story with my face? It's filled with sharks and trolls and snot and fire. And now my neck and my knees and my elbows hurt. But at least I don't have a trach, right? I can't really complain about the story my face is telling. It's just a cold. I'm fine. You'd think maybe I have the Black Plague, the way Mrs. B sucked in her breath when she saw me this morning. I'm fine. It's just a cold. She shook her head. Her hair swished. I don't think I've ever seen her hair down before. You almost look like a movie star, Mrs. B. Except more lines around your eyes. No offense. She handed me a card. People's Clinic. Go get checked out, Timothy. Your mom can even take you after work. This place is nice. It's open late. I shrugged. I didn't say. No nurse tonight. No one to watch Levi. No way we can bring him with us. Maybe I should have. It doesn't matter, though. I'm fine. It's just a cold. I hate wearing a mask. It's already hard to breathe, and the mask makes it worse. I've been trying to stay upstairs, keeping my germs in their own galaxy far, far away. But sometimes Mom or Marisol still need my help. On her way out the door, Marisol called up to me. I staggered downstairs, the zombie formerly known as Timothy. She pressed a box in my hand. Pills. For the flu. They're from last year, but still good. Take them, Timothy. Get better, sport. I hate it when she calls me sport. But I took the pills, even though it's just a cold. The sharks and trolls are battling inside me. Marisol's pills might actually be working. Maybe. I sat with Levi today, wearing my mask, sanitizing my hands. The first day in a long time we could kind of hang out. I used my short fingers to sign brother over and over, and to fold his shorter fingers to sign brother over and over. Brother. I patted my chest, then showed him the sign. Levi fussed and cried. Brother. I patted his chest, then showed him the sign again. Levi fussed and cried. Brothers. I folded my fingers and folded his fingers. He pushed away my hands. He cried. He needed suctioning. He felt warm. He refused his milk. Oh, little brother, was I hiding from you too long? Or are you getting sick? Please don't have him be getting sick. 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 Week 13. Did you make it yourself? I couldn't help but take a step back. The thought of James in a kitchen, the thought of James giving a grouchy look to carrots because they weren't cutting themselves into the right shapes. I bought it. You should eat it. Chicken soup is like medicine. There are studies. I said, okay, and took it and felt relief for those carrots. Sometimes I shake, like a little earthquake that is only inside of me. It happens when I talk about that day. It happens when I talk about Levi. It happens when I talk about Dad. It happens when I think about any day that's not today. Sometimes it happens when I do think about today. But yesterday, I did not shake. Mrs. B sat me on that squishy couch, and she put a pillow on my head. I was like, what? But she smiled and said, trust me. So I squinted my eyes, because you never trust an adult when they say trust me. But I didn't move. Next, she put a weird heavy pillow on my arm, and another one on my other arm. The last thing she did, and this was the craziest thing of all, she put a bowling ball in my lap. A real bowling ball. And she stared at me, all serious like, with pillows on my arms and on my head, and a bowling ball in my lap, and she said, what do you think? I couldn't even answer, because for the first time since Levi was born, I could talk about things without shaking. How do pillows and a bowling ball make you feel calm? Beats me, but they did. It was so nice. I could have stayed that way all day and all night, just stuck there on that couch, anchored, still, safe, looking like a complete dummy, but not shaking, and almost even relaxed. I hope I didn't get any germs on anything. I got germs on something. Even with all the washing and the hand sanitizer and wearing a mask like a doctor whenever I come near Levi, I still got germs on something. Marisol just went home. She had a line between her eyes, with the worried line. She'll be back in the morning. We just have to get to the morning. He'll be fine, she said. The worried line did not go away. 4 stoplights, plus 1 stop sign, plus 1 parking place, super hard to find. That's all it takes to get to the hospital. But it feels like 4,000 years, plus 1 eternity, plus 1 frozen car door, super hard to open. That's all it takes to get to the hospital. Forever or 10 minutes. Sometimes they're the same, aren't they? Running. We were running. Mom was ahead of me. Slap, 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 slap. Her bare feet, the hallway empty except for Levi on the speeding gurney, just like a TV show. A nurse was riding with him, holding the ambu bag over his trach, squeezing, squeezing, squeezing. And a different nurse said in a rushed voice, "You have to stay out here. We'll find you when he's stabilized." Then they were through the halls, through the doors at the end of the hall. The sign shouted, "Intensive care," in all caps. But that was the only shouting. Mom's elbows were on her knees, her back moving up and down, but she wasn't breathing hard from running. She was crying. Crying so hard like I've never seen. And I just stood there holding the go bag like an idiot. The place was empty. Neither one of us could move. All of our energy has been sucked away through the doors at the end of the hall. So we sat right there on the floor, and Mom cried into my shoulder, and she made noises I've never heard before, like an animal in a trap, maybe. And we waited to hear something, anything, but we didn't hear anything for a long time. Only these shouting words on the doors, "Intensive care, intensive care." And we were the only 2 people in the world sitting in that hallway, still, right there on the floor, with the walls crashing down around us, even as they glowed under the barely buzzing bright lights. Mom is finally asleep. The nice nurse threatened to clonk her on the head and knock her out. Instead, Mom took a pill. She's asleep in the chair, her head on the rail of Levi's bed. She doesn't want me to call anyone. She never wants to ask for help. But I could call Jose's mom. She could bring clothes, Mom's shoes, and maybe snacks. Don't you think it's okay to cry uncle sometimes? To ask for help? Otherwise you're just crying, and how does that help anyone? I'm gonna call Jose's mom. I'm gonna do it. We need help. I don't care what Mom says. I don't know what to do. I'm lost. He's so sick. That part makes me cry every time. Because I was that mom once running through the hospital with bare feet. When my son was little, and it was scary. But he's okay now. He's inside right now. Yeah, he's playing Just Cause 3 and making me crazy. So. Okay. I will be back on Monday, and we will continue on. Okay. Be well, everyone.